Hey there, all you cool cat and kittens. This is Karen's Kids Podcast, episode number 35.
Holy shit.
Do you like that little intro? You know what that's from?
It was sweet.
Do you know what that's from?
No.
It's from the Tiger King, dude. That's from that goddamn Carol Baskin. See, you old head. You didn't get it.
No, I watched the whole thing. What are you talking about?
That was her intro to her YouTube channel. She's like, hey there, all you cool cats and kittens.
When was the last time you watched this? Because I watched it at the beginning of the pandemic 2 years ago.
True. I only watched it the one time myself.
Okay, and you remember Carol Baskin's intro to her
Dude,
show?
for some reason, that came to mind right now.
How hot is she?
0 hot.
So why would you remember that? Where was your head at?
I don't know. I was trying to think of an intro, and that's what came to mind. Whatever.
You had like this long dry spell, or?
No. I don't know. I just thought, there's going to be the 3 people who might giggle at that.
I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyways, how was your week?
My week was not bad. I can't complain.
That's good. Anything exciting? Anything?
Nah.
Unfortunately,
zero. A church?
I don't know why.
Man, fuck. I haven't stepped foot in a church in quite some time.
Don't.
Why is that?
Don't.
Yeah, I mean, there's no point, really. I'm not going to fucking pay attention, really.
Yeah.
Anyways, hey, you were telling me about, this guy told me something about my childhood, okay?
Yeah.
Everyone has watched Nickelodeon, right? Everyone's watched that channel.
For sure.
Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Jose brought it to my attention that apparently there's some demonic meaning behind it.
No, well, yes.
Break it down.
So
tell the folks.
Basically, there was a day around Christmas time. I was sitting at home. I was enjoying Disney Channel with my kids. And in episode 3 of like the Santa Clauses.
Okay.
So there's a scene on there where I was watching the TV and I'm like super attuned to anything that says God or whatever, right? And so it comes on the screen and they're singing for Santa, and all of a sudden these elves, they come out with, each of them have like a what is it? A letter.
Okay.
Right? And they come together and they're like, "We love you, Santa."
Mm-hmm.
But they misspelled Santa and they spelled Satan.
There's no way that people didn't fucking check. There's no way all those actors who held that before the camera shot.
How do you misspell Santa? Especially like there are people watching this. There's a director.
You can't add a letter.
No, you can't. No, they misplaced them. Right? Santa? Satan?
I know, but it's all the same amount of letters?
Yeah. Yeah, Santa.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So they just put the N instead of at the end.
That's not on fucking accident.
Right? There's so many checks and balances when you create a movie.
Yeah.
Are they really just running through these movies and they misspelled it? I mean, the director is there to direct, right?
So, okay, but explain what Nickelodeon means.
So anyways, but the whole point is I started looking into like just the meaning of all these things, and I ran across somebody who mentioned something about Nickelodeon. They're like, what does Nickelodeon mean? And
it is a very...
Like, what does Nickelodeon mean?
You don't just come up with that, like, first off, it's not an English word, right? So the fact that you come up with...
Spanish word.
Right. And the roots you're saying come from in Latin.
Right.
That means you have to have knowledge of what those, like the prefixes of what each word means, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just super interesting.
So so spell it out. So Nickelodeon spelled Nickeldion. Nickel Dion.
Yeah.
Kinda. Yeah. Like
Lodion. Yeah. So anyways, obviously Walt Disney makes videos, content for children. Right? So are they, in a sense, teaching your children? Are they, in some sense,
Yeah, but how are the kids... Okay, they see Nickelodeon. They're watching SpongeBob. Where's the connection to Satan? That they're going to understand. Besides the blatant sign that says, I love Satan, which how many cartoons and shit... Maybe there's some demonic scene that you can maybe pick apart and say this means that, that means that. But the overall themes of Nickelodeon has always been just children content. Now, if you're adults are making this shit. I think programmers and people and producers and maybe it's all sick inside jokes. It's like we're going to use this and it's going to be a kid's thing, but it's not like they're promoting fucking programs that are like, oh, you know, God isn't real and Satan's is your real savior. You know what I'm saying? There's zero of that. So you could be right in the sense that there is connection, but it's not like to the actual demonic entity where it's like they're conjuring up shit to really subliminally hit your kids with like messaging, you know? I'm not saying there is some weird shit with Nickelodeon and Disney, like they have started having shows where kids are more against their parents or they don't need the parents and they act like the kids are more independent, which that's a weird kind of messaging because of course kids need adult supervision and guidance and all that. So I mean maybe you can make some of those, and I know they've gotten in trouble with the whole like in the what was it, Aladdin, when they had a dildo as like a structure in the back.
No way.
You can go down a rabbit hole of YouTube of Disney like demonic things.
It's what I'm saying.
There's a picture where Minnie Mouse is on Mickey Mouse's back and it just looks like she's playfully on his back hugging him. But if you look at where her hands place, it's right on his cock and it like shapes it. So but then again, it's like look at this, all these guys, all these creators. What if they just do inside jokes with each other? It's like, look at me put this dick on the wall of this movie. Look at this minute, at this second, I put a dick on that corner wall. Look at, and it's just like an inside joke for like the 8 people. You know?
Fine.
That's what it is, probably.
Maybe. Or.
What is your or? What do you think they're trying to summon the second, trying to have fucking Lucifer arise from the ashes like a phoenix and take over like Godzilla stomping through this town?
Well, no. So I think that our civilization, they've gone through many rebirths. They've done, if humanity has been alive for as long as it has, we've had information that we know is the best to move forward to. You know what I'm saying? They've done the experiments by process of elimination to what the best order for the process to move forward, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that we've established that because humans are humans and they're all going to act a certain way, right?
Humans are humans. Okay, doctor, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I'm saying.
I'm just fucking with you.
What? I mean, that's how I feel. I feel like, so, like, obviously, if you look at a wild cat in the, wherever he lives, jungle or forest, right? They are going to have, like, there's a story to their life. Like, there's an idea of how they live their life. And you could basically use that for every cat that lives out in the forest. There's this nature to them, right?
Okay.
I think humanity also has that nature. I think that we've been alive for a certain amount of time and we've written down stories in history and we know the process of what things, if we make certain decisions, certain things lead to certain other things that can, or they snowball into like really dangerous situations or very profitable, beneficial situations for everyone. Or we could do the things that are beneficial to a few and destroy the many. And I think that what everything is pointing to is control of the masses to the point where you take away the ability for them to be able to think freely. And by doing that, I think that's what God or religion helps us to fight against. Like we have,
I think there's always people There's always going to be the few trying to rule the many, right? Now, I think that comes in different outfits, different disguises. It was religion for a while. Religion was controlled people. Now, I'm not saying there wasn't anything beneficial. There was some, but there was some negative as well, right? Now it's like business, corporations rule. Now it seems like corporations are obviously they've fully infiltrated our political system. So now like business
and they totally have the best interest for us,
right? And so I think religion's kind of a little bit more on the outs, and the new religion is politics and just big business, or just like politics. It seems like it's like I feel like politics have turned into a sport like I've never noticed in my life. I don't know if it's just me getting a little older, but I feel like I don't know if Trump was just that much of a disruptor of our fucking view on politics, where just everyone felt like they needed to join in. I feel like since 2015, politics is a bigger sport than the NBA.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's just always people trying to rule you. So what I think is the better play is to try to learn the games, right? Try to learn what are these people trying to do and just avoid it. Now, you can try to educate people, but we all have different filters, right? Information comes through me, and it has to go through all my filters,
or your channels,
and all my shit, and then I decipher what it means. Other people get information and maybe they just take it for full face value, and so I don't think I don't know, man. There's never gonna be a time, and nor do I think we're supposed to have a time where everyone on this earth is on the same page. We're all at the same technology. I know it, like maybe in theory we probably could, but there's 8 billion or 10 billion, however billion people. I think we're like 8 or 9 or 10 by now, whatever. Although a lot of us can fall into certain categories, we all are different. And it's just, we can't, I think rooting for a whole kumbaya, it's not ever going to happen. It's never been a thing. And I think.
When you say kumbaya, what do you mean?
Like where there's going to be a world peace and no one is suffering.
There's not supposed to be that.
Yeah, right.
No, Jesus came just to give us he came to give us some good news, which what he said was, you don't have to depend on anyone else. Depend on God. He will show you through circumstance, through situations. He'll show you the better way. If you depend on somebody and then they fail you, because they are going to fail you, he wants you to go through life, live an adventure, and through that adventure, learn, and through that learning, make good change for your life. What do you need?
A lighter.
Go get it.
Yeah, I'll be right back. All right. Do you want to get into that book and see if you can find a random page?
Yeah, let's just finish this up real quick, because people always wonder. They're like, "Oh, you never finished this. You never finished that."
You want to finish? Okay. Okay. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
No. So basically, because we need to just show them this really quick and program.
Oh yeah.
Just programming is what we're
doing. Okay. So let's break down the So Nickelodeon, you broke it down to 3 words in Latin, right?
So yeah, so if you go, so I saw somebody do this already, and I was like, wow, that's interesting. Now let me try this. I'll bring this and I'll show this to Dino. So basically, we want to know what the fuck does Nickelodeon mean? And lots of times, there's so many, but you have to think about like television and what it is. It's programming. What's it programming for? To program the people, to be able to control them, right? That's Why is it called programming? Why is it?
Some might argue that it's for entertainment.
Okay, sure. But if you can somehow better use the programming, like what's a better use for, like, who's running the world?
No, I'm with you. The world? I'm with you. I agree that it's used, but I just want to push back where the other people would be like, no, you need to settle down. Like,
well, I think everything's out there for the use of the purpose of whoever's in charge.
There's always some. Listen, you know what I always think about? Forever, there's always been people ruling other people.
Yeah.
Forever.
By ruling, you mean using.
All the above. Yeah. Ruling, using, manipulating.
Yep.
That has never changed.
Nope.
And the fact that you don't think that your mind is trying to be... There's somebody fighting for your money and your mind at all times.
Yep.
So if you don't think that's being done, then you're already in the game of somebody's game.
Right.
You know? And I guess until you're financially free, you're kind of in somebody's game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because right now we both have jobs, so somebody pays us. We're in their machine. Right. They got, like, they're operating this thing, and we're just a couple,
and I'm the
nuts and bolts. We're the nuts and bolts of this machine,
Yeah.
Yeah, I said it today, actually. I was talking to somebody at work, and I do like that quote because it should put it in perspective. It's like, if you're not living your dream, you're helping somebody live their dream.
Yeah. How crazy is that?
It's so crazy because it's like...
Because if you think about that...
you're like, fuck. Like, this is Asher's dream. This is the Asher's dream, and they built this thing. They built a cool thing. And they built a massive thing.
Yeah.
And we're just pawns in this fucking... on this chessboard,
And Jesus just came down to tell you could do it too. You don't
have to
live that life.
I know we can. I agree.
So the establishment is trying to tell us,
right?
He doesn't exist. Don't worry about him. Just
or they want you to
for us.
That and like, oh, you could win the lottery. Play the lottery. It's all these like.
All these.
Can you? Okay, let's imagine what would society look like if like. We in schools we taught legit, like everyone voted on what kids should be taught. Why don't we do that? Why don't our educational system? Why doesn't at least the teachers, maybe the parents and the general people, but it is our tax dollars. Yeah. We should be able to like vote on. Hey, we want first graders' curriculum to be this thing.
Yeah.
They don't need to know about fucking gays and trans and all that. They need to know their fucking ABCs. They need to know their fucking blah, 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 blah. And then you start like really groom. Like, why doesn't our educational system groom? I guess in theory it's supposed to, but it should groom a top-notch American person living in today's thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's a great system, and that's coming. I think, like, when last week we talked about how they had no idea that the internet was going to do what it did. Mm-hmm. They let the cat out of the bag. Mm-hmm. Now there's no controlling this. Now,
right.
This is why we are able to do what we do, and we talk about how you got to break away from the system, right? Right now, they've made certain mistakes through the internet, and because of the internet, the people who see this, like... not like us, but people who are higher up than we are, who are college grads, super millionaires that actually believe certain
graduated
things.
high school.
Graduated high school, yeah, absolutely. And so these people, they're out there and they're living like different type of lifestyle. They could be doing. There's schools out there right now in Texas that
Brett Weinstein one.
Is it Brett Weinstein?
Mm-hmm. They have like an alternate college where they're like. Basically took it upon themselves to make their own.
There's going to be many of them.
Yeah, I think maybe like the homeschooling thing might be like a version of that where it's like, yeah, because there's so much, there's a lot of general stuff that we're supposed to know, especially when it comes to mathematics, but really, like, what do you use math for other than balancing your debit card? Yeah,
but they don't. teach you where it applies.
Yeah.
You have to like creatively do that. If you're not a creative person, then you're just this low IQ person that just knows 2 + 2.
I feel like we're not really prepping. Okay. I don't think like rich people and the elites, they don't want everyone to be at that level.
No, of course not. They don't want competition.
Right. So I think those elites, like they're the ones who just write all the rules for the common man, and it's just always against us, and it's to keep us at that level.
Yeah.
And it's kind of crazy because I don't understand. Like, I guess in the most perfect world, like we'd want everyone to, I don't know, yeah, man, like, we'd have to restructure shit because I know we have the money to, like, dude, if we have $100 billion to give to Ukraine, we have tens of millions of dollars to fix some of these school programs, these inner cities, fucking cities and shit, inner city schools. I mean, and yeah, dude, I don't know, man. I don't know if we ever come out of. It seems like we're all like common sense about things. Like we're like, hey, why doesn't but the change? I don't know, man. How do you change this like machine that's been going, this train that's been heading in one direction forever,
right?
Breaking through everything it's going through. It's like you can't slow down that train,
Yeah, no, it's I heard Joe Rogan say it once. It's a massive ship.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes time to turn around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
And so that's what's happening right now in society. We're this huge giant ship and we're starting to turn around. And yes, of course, it's going to take a long time to do that. But we're going to get there. And like I said, these schools in Texas, some of them started in Texas, they're doing this Socratic style of teaching where there's like 25 kids, all different ages, and they're all in the same classroom. And they're teaching them according to what life is and how, lifestyle.
I wonder where, like ChatGPT and AI, what part they have to do with all the change in that future.
I bet it has nothing to do with the teaching of these, because really what they're doing is they're raising children to be men and women. Is what they're doing.
What schools?
These new schools that are
but yeah, what I'm saying is
because men are
weak, but with AI and all that, I think just so much shit's gonna be rapidly changing.
Yeah,
like,
oh yeah,
I don't know, the fact that like we went from newspapers to online thing, like that drastic of a. I think our technology and way things are done are just gonna drastically change and quick.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And then I think, yeah, maybe you are right. Maybe it's like, well, that was my point, was these new technologies now, like going to school and learning just certain things is going to be like, it's crazy outdated. I can see something happening, or maybe there'll be like, maybe private schools will start being more of a thing, but like more of maybe they even get government funding, like, maybe there'll be like 3 steps of schools. Instead of there always being the traditional 2 of public and private, maybe there's like an intermediate one where it's like they're kind of getting government funding because they're doing some core stuff, but they are trying to be on the ball with like the modern shit. I don't know. That's just a guess.
I think times have changed, and we've been doing the same system for such a long time.
Hundreds of years.
That it has to change. It has to change because we don't have factories no more. And before, the school system was set up to make workers for these factories, right?
Oh, actually, that was just on Rogan. They looked that up, and that was a myth.
How could it be a myth if that's what occurs?
Look it up. They Googled it.
What do I look up?
They Googled it. They're like, oh, that's the common. It's like, all right, did you ever read the internet thing where they said on average people swallow 7 spiders a year during their sleep?
I don't think I swallow any spiders.
Okay, well, there was this big internet thing. Some people might know what I'm talking about. There was a thing where they said on average people swallow like 7 spiders in their sleep. And then years later, I found out that was actually a fake thing. They were trying to see how information can be misspread on the internet, like how. And I forgot really the point of me bringing that up, but
so basically, it was a myth that factories.
I know, yeah, exactly. So thank you. It's kind of one of those things that so many people say, and it sounds like enough where people take it as truth without actually being a thing. Yeah,
yeah.
But I do. There is, I mean, it does. I don't know. It makes a lot of sense that you're just teaching structure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're teaching. Yes, you are.
Yeah.
But what you're doing is you're like, categorizing. Okay, this is an A/B student. Yeah. Okay, these guys can go off to college.
Like a filtering kind of thing.
That's exactly what's happening. And so, really, I think we should build leaders, as many as possible.
But maybe a filtering process isn't bad.
No. I don't think it is bad.
No.
But the fact that the system is so like, there's no one, like they figured it out and they're like, nah, that's good enough. That's it. We're done with it. No, that system needs to be reworked all the time. It's like a vehicle. You got to change the oil. You got to upgrade shit. Otherwise, right now we've been driving this school system.
Yeah.
It's a Model T.
I agree. I definitely agree with that. And I do feel like, but the internet is such the equalizer.
Yeah, but yeah,
it's such the equalizer.
They had no idea. They released a monster.
But the thing is that it requires a lot of work on the individual, and we all know most people don't want to work hard. Most people won't pick up their, and this includes myself. This is something I beat myself up over.
I said that earlier, and you got a little upset with me.
No, you said something that I don't believe in. I don't think anyone else would agree with. But
you're gonna have to say it.
No. Anyway, what was I just saying though?
All right. Most people are lazy.
Yeah, just the
categorizing of humanity.
No, but like most people don't. It takes a lot of work to do. I don't know. You ruined it. You ruined my whole.
No,
I
didn't.
Train of
You're gonna
thought.
get it back.
No
search.
Well, all right. Anyways, I was gonna say, okay, has there been, since it's like a decent subject, has there been any latest on like these fucking drones and these UFO things? Have you heard anything? I haven't heard shit.
No, I'm sure something's happening.
And why?
But I will say this: I saw a documentary.
Oh, tell me about it.
I saw a documentary.
I love documentaries.
Okay, and
that documentaries changed the world.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah, for good or bad.
I would say mostly good. Now there hasn't been too many documentaries that have been like where somebody was like, "Nah, this is all propaganda" kind of thing. I think like most of them have a pretty good. I'm not saying all of them. Some of them have like their bias,
like
and their,
everything. There's an 80-20.
Sure.
You know what I'm
but
saying?
I feel like there's a lot of good documentaries where you're like, oh, you learn some shit.
Right.
Like I never knew. Like there's fucking whale documentaries I've watched, learning about the fucking whales, and that one guy's trying to get all the zoos closed down.
Oh right. Oh yeah.
Actually, that dude was on Rogan, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
I forgot. I don't know his name, but whatever.
Was it Blackfish?
Yeah, exactly. That was. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Did you watch Free Willy? I watched that shit growing up.
No.
That was a good one.
No.
But it's pretty crazy because if you think about it, when you see these animals do tricks, like an elephant does a trick, and these dolphins do a trick, or this whale does a trick, they were beaten to do that trick.
Some, yes.
Like a dolphin doesn't do those tricks in the wild.
Right.
Like he had to be like beaten into submission basically to do this thing. And I'm it's more than just feeding them a fish. I think they had to fucking poke them with that shocker to do the thing, and then I don't know, man.
Right. I
don't know for sure, but like I'm pretty sure it's not. It doesn't seem like elephants don't want to fucking do one paw up and like wrap their fucking.
Yeah, it's not a natural.
No, right.
No, I feel like early on when they were training, they would use the punishment way of training, but nowadays I think they figured out. It's like Pavlov. It was like I guess he was Russian or something, but he figured out a way where you could positively reinforce animals by feeding them. If you do this,
I mean, that's what dogs. I mean, that's what you do with dogs, essentially. I mean,
you do this with human beings too. This is how it works.
True, but nah, man. I think zoos. It's kind of fucked up, man. They're just all prisoners in this thing. It's like. Why don't they have glass head jails and let us walk through the jail and just look at fucking inmates all day? Could that be a thing? Human zoos? Now, and I mean like, but would anyone want to visit a fucking jail?
I don't know. Yeah, it's just.
I guess what if you could do a Scared Straight program for the public that you could bring your own kid? You just bring your kid instead of like setting up a TV show, do that whole thing.
Yeah.
You just bring your little badass kid. Like, no. We're going to this. You're gonna see what the fuck your future is gonna look like if you keep fucking around.
I'm sure there's some elite guy that's like, yeah, keep going because I'm figuring something out.
What?
Okay, yeah, I'm saying like they'll figure out a way to monetize.
Well, they monetize the jails by fucking making them do all that prison work. They print the fucking license plates or whatever.
A lot of people don't know that a lot of prisons are
job oriented. Yeah, they're slave laborers.
It's slave labor, but not only that, but they're owned by like an individual person. It's not like state
private.
owned.
Yeah, they're private jails.
A lot of people don't know that, and I thought I heard allegedly Bob Barker owned a bunch of them.
It's big business. Now, I heard Michael Jordan owns prisons, but apparently there's another dude named Michael Jordan.
Allegedly.
Did we look that up on this thing?
I've never looked it up.
That was a thing.
Yeah,
it's just like, okay.
It's crazy that jails are a thing, though.
It's just like anything. I think they're necessary.
Oh,
you have to put badass people. I mean, there's so many people. There's going to be bad apples.
Yeah.
Out of 7 billion people, there's going to be 10,000 psychopaths.
What I heard, the stat is like 1 in 25 is like a dark triad.
You know what's interesting? I was thinking about sociopaths, like people who can like just do certain things, no feeling attached.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought like, is there any things that sometimes like most people have a feeling about something?
Right.
I have zero feeling about that thing. Do you ever have those thoughts?
Yeah. Like a conscience, you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean? You don't have a conscience?
No. I do have a conscience,
okay.
But there's certain things that most people might be bothered by. But if it happened to me, I don't know. I think I could brush it off pretty easily.
What specifically what could you brush off?
Not brush off.
All right, let's say
like accept well.
What, like stealing someone's car?
I don't want to say it. No.
All right, let's go simple. A candy bar at a store. Could you just walk into
stole
a store
a breakfast burrito this week.
From who?
Okay, so the building I'm working at has a second.
Do you want to tell this story?
Nobody watches this. Nobody watches this. The 50 views we get are somebody who clicked on it to see for 10 seconds and they shut it off. I guarantee. Anyways, the building I'm working, I'm not even giving specifics, but the building I'm working at has a second floor cafeteria, which I was late to find out about. I worked there for a week and a half not knowing that I was there.
Okay.
And it's great. I've been getting these breakfast burritos for like $6-7, depending if I want meat in it or not.
Okay.
And you walk in, it's cafeteria kind of look, different stations, I should say. And you order your thing. Well, you can go just sit down and eat it right away. The pay station's really on the walk out. So if enough people really walk, I mean, they're not really keeping track of who's walking in.
Right.
Especially if there's like, 10 people walking at once. So anyways, it actually started on accident. I got my food, I sat down and ate. And I was like, oh wait, I never paid. I was like, oh, they're not gonna say nothing. I was like, well, whatever. I'm gonna get these motherfuckers on $7 right now, and it worked. Big W.
$7.
Listen, so you said candy bar. Okay. That's about $2.
So it didn't bother you. That didn't bother you.
So I did 3x that. I did 2x that really. So anyways, no. Actually, to say that it didn't bother me is a lie. Well, did it bother me? No. Did I have thoughts of like,
That's a bother.
Yeah. Did I have like little negative thoughts? Like, I knew in the grand scheme of things, I'm not getting in trouble. Even if she caught me, I would have been like, oh yeah, you're right. I paid the 14 other times before this. It's not like this is the first time I've been in there. It's all the same people. They've seen me enough. The chick knows my name. I don't know her name. She's like, oh hey, she says good morning to me every day, and I don't know her name because she knows mine because I've got to say it for the meal, you know.
Yeah.
And so it's not like it was an honest mistake. Then I was like, I don't really actually have to correct it. Nobody's gonna care. It just goes unnoticed. It hurts no one. Well, I don't know if, I guess I stole $8. I guess, I don't know if that building needs that $8, but I guess if everyone thought that way, they would go out of business.
Right.
So that I understand, but in the grand scheme of things, I was like, nothing's going to happen. So, and it's funny because, I forgot what I was doing the other day. No, I don't know. I was talking about, because me and somebody were talking about how stores get robbed. It's like people just steal. People are just stealing left and right, no repercussions. Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing paying for all my shit? I was like, if everyone's stealing shit, it's like, what the fuck? I'm like, I have the guilty conscience of like, it's wrong.
You want to be an active member of
society. It's like, I'm not trying to like really steal shit. But then there's a part of me, it's like, who am I hurting? Okay, now there's people, Target would say, well, I think they lost $400 million.
Yeah, but what did you profit?
Right. Well, it's like
they did not lose $400 million.
Yeah, they I think they made some insurance claim of $400 million in stolen goods this year.
Okay, I'm gonna need an audit on that.
I'm telling you, I think look it up, Google it right now.
Nah.
Yeah, well, then you gotta take.
No
what
one
I say
fucking cares.
Well, I know 1 year, like, that's so interesting about like these banks. Okay, so in 2008, they needed to be bailed out. Right? Or whatever. To find that all these banks need to be bailed out. Yeah. My guess is the year before that, all those banks profited tens of billions of dollars. And then the year before that, tens of billions of dollars. And then the year before that, tens of billions of dollars. So how come if they have one losing quarter, they need to be bailed out? It's like, where's all the profit you had for all the decades you've been around?
First of all, it wasn't like a losing quarter. They lost consecutively for a long time. They lost a lot of money. But the fact that they got bailed out, I was a little upset about it, for sure.
Okay, but my point is like, even this hard hit as they got, they don't have any, like, what are they doing with all the profits? It's like,
bro, they're going on vacation and they're fucking throwing money around like it's nothing. They need Ferraris and prostitutes.
Yeah, but like, that's all peanuts to what they're actually, like, the money they're actually making. Yeah. I don't know.
In the grand scheme of things, yeah. So anyways, so you could steal a burrito from somebody. So let me say this. What if that's
the start. That's the start of it. So I think I'm going to start a stealing ring. I'm gonna have a fucking gang.
You feel like you could take from that giant corporation or that building, right? But would you do the same thing to somebody who has like 7 burritos that's just starting out?
Oh, no. Like if it's a mom and pop store, no, I'm not taking anything. That's, I think, that my logic is this really isn't hurt anyone. But at the same time, it's like, that's still not a good attitude, because you do it enough times, enough people do that, then it's like, oh yeah, well, you just took this Target. Now, so many people stole from Targets that Target's closed down. That means the 65 people who worked at the store don't have a job anymore. So that's the negative.
Right. Especially like these Walmarts.
And then the taxes go up because probably that Target was picking up the slack of some of the taxes of that town. Right. Now they got to pick up and go somewhere. Well, somebody's got to make up for that.
Yeah. Yeah, because you've heard of like these desert, what do they call it? Desert zones where it's like there's nothing around there.
Nutrient deserts, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, like there's places where like Walmart will move in, right?
Oh, right.
Or
where that's the only thing in the whole fucking town.
Well, at the beginning,
that's their entertainment on Friday. I know people who I've known people who go to Target and Walmart just to walk around to get out of the house. That's a thing for sure.
Oh my god!
Especially in these no-neck town, these redneck, these no-name towns, that they don't have no fucking buildings bigger than 4 stories, and the Walmart's the late night open thing.
Yeah, that's a real danger when you have stealing like that, because if Walmart moves into a small town, right, kills off all the mom and pop stores that used to be there, and then people steal so much from the Walmart, then Walmart decides to leave. Now they really are a food desert.
Oh yeah, because even the mom and pop,
because there's no more mom and pops. You know what I'm saying? So in that aspect, a big corporation could lose a lot.
I bet you. I think we could see the demise of a Target, like it turned into like a Toys R Us or a Blockbuster, where they just where these behemoth companies.
Hey man, Toys R Us is fucking gone.
No, but they're not gone. The store is, but they're just teaming up with they just teamed up with somebody.
Amazon.
I think so, actually. As a matter of fact,
Amazon's who took them out.
Yeah, I think they did team up with Amazon. They're gonna push Toys R Us products. Yeah.
Wow, so the corporation is still alive.
It is. It's still an entity.
Interesting.
But I think, because I think there's probably still some Toys R Us actual retail.
Toys R Us went from this to like this.
Yeah. Well, dude, nobody would have thought Blockbuster was would have been out of town, been out of whatever.
The pesky internet, man. That internet,
dude. Yeah, the internet for sure. It changed the game.
It changed the game big time, especially like the mass storage spaces where they keep the movies. And now you can't, like, obviously people still buy movies and people still own movies or DVDs. That's still a thing, but it's much less than it used to be.
Right.
Right before you like the movie, you just
but going to a movie still has a little bit of appeal.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like there's certain like Batman's, like those Marvel movies would be cool in IMAX, and like there's certain,
and it's getting better. They got like better food, better seats. You know, it's like a real date night.
Have you ever been to one of those immersive kind of places where your seat will shake and then it's kind of like
that's cool.
Yeah,
like
I've done only I think 1 or 2.
Where did you go?
I forgot.
Here in the city?
Yeah, it was in the state.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like somewhere around here.
I have not heard.
Yeah, but you know what? I think. Have you ever seen like a 3D? Like I think there was a time where it was getting too much. It's like, it's too much. It's like, no, I don't need my
ride. You were getting sick.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I don't need
they're spitting in your face.
Much. Yeah. I don't need the fucking mist and shit. But that, it'd be cool. I don't know when that's gonna happen, but as soon as they start allowing you to smoke weed at the movie theater, that'd be like if there was like a stoner forward movie theater.
Damn.
That's an idea.
I did have this idea. I was
like every seat comes with like a clean bong.
No, bring your own, bro. Bring your own bong.
But you want. They bring their own weed. It is a dispensary as well.
No,
you do sell.
It should be a dispensary.
Small. Instead of buy candy and all that, you buy edibles and fucking weed.
Yep.
We're gonna go through this whole thing. Let's go. Let's imagine this whole place.
That's what we need to do. We need to build a theater that's a dispensary.
You know what else I wanted to do? I don't know if I wanted to have it be a part of this or not, but I did wanted to start. I want to start coming up with ideas, just business ideas. The whole channel or the whole segment on our podcast is just business ideas.
Okay.
Throwing it out there.
Hold on. Here it is. Business ideas with Dino. Go.
Okay. We'll start off with the stoner forward movie theater, right?
Okay.
So
I like it.
It's like I'm sure. Well, to buy weed, you have to be 21, right? At the dispensaries. Okay, so then we'll make that a rule, just like any bar. You probably couldn't do most. I think it's
got to be like a 4 or 5 hour situation.
I think it's gonna have to be one or the other. Like I don't think you can have weed and liquor be in the same building. I know in like Europe.
If it's gonna be weed, it's gonna be weed. Fuck. You know what I mean? You can't have both.
So I would say it's like think of like a regular theater, but maybe there's more. Maybe like there's more like love seats where it could be more two people. Well, I guess no. Everything's like the normal where I guess you could just move the arm over. You don't have to actually have love seats. But I was thinking it'd be a little dispensary, right? So you could buy your weed and edibles, or you're more than welcome to bring your own. Then I think you're also be able to bring your own small little glass piece. But I think there should be like maybe there could be like communal bongs, but every person, oh man, that's a lot. There's a lot going on here. I was thinking every person could have their own slider. You could pack your own weed, and everyone uses the same bong, but you put your weed. You don't have to use the same little glass piece where
That sounds really complicated.
Yeah. I'm getting it is getting too complicated.
Look, it's BYOB. Bring your own bong.
Okay.
You buy the weed there.
Bring your own bud. That's a better one.
No bud. You got to buy it from us. Okay. The movie is gonna be. It's gonna be.
Well, yeah, you're right.
Right.
Got to make it a reasonable price though.
No, it's got to be expensive. No.
Well, that's true.
Because we're gonna need to install a big filter.
You have to expect when you're buying a large Coke and a fucking large popcorn, that's a good $25. Okay.
And then your weed. Probably $100 per person.
Nah.
Then you got to.
If it's just the movie use, if you're with your three friends, you could probably just get a couple grams, and you'd be fine.
Get a gram, some gummies, and maybe something for later. A couple.
No, but then you have to have good stoner food. But then your whole kitchen has to be stoner food.
Dope ass pizza.
Yeah,
like chips. You gotta have the chips.
Yeah, chicken fingers. Doritos. You need some like poutine, some kind of exotic too to get people talking.
Pad Thai.
Pad Thai? You mean foie gras?
Foie gras. That's what I meant. Some foie gras.
You know what's interesting? I was trying to spell foie gras. Do you know how to spell foie gras?
Foie gras. PH.
Nope.
No, I fucked it up. It's French. So
it's FO.
GRA.
No, it's like. FOR. Fuck. I spelt it. Well, I misspelt it, and then it gave me it's like FORIS or something. G. You spelled it way wrong. You spelled it so wrong that Google doesn't even know what you're trying to spell. No, dude. Yeah. FOIGRAS. Yeah.
FOIS gras.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Damn, look at those figs. Anyways, yeah, so you had some foie gras?
Nope.
No, you didn't. Okay.
Yeah, it was good.
All right.
I would. Have you ever had like a tartare? Yeah. Okay, I never had that. Okay. I'd like to try that.
That's some high-end food.
Right, that's like a refined palate kind of thing. Right, I know, that's what I'm trying to see if I'll like it, because you
gotta ease into the high end stuff because it's very rich.
Right, like I can't do fish, but I could do any vegetable. I'll do any vegetable. I'll do any.
Listen, if it's cooked right, you'll enjoy it.
Fish?
Anything.
I do want some sushi soon though.
916.
Oh, dude, I'll take you. I'm gonna take you to this place called Enso in Wicker Park. It's my favorite place.
Close at 10.
Does it?
Yeah.
Anyways. Oh, well, I'm just saying. Well, yeah, we'll go another time.
Yeah, for sure. So, anyways.
All right. So, hey, listen, bust a question out in this book. All right.
We got to just tell people what this is. So, you have this book for a little while. It's called The Little Book of Big Questions, Science and Philosophy, Dilemmas for the Smart People. So, anyways, when you open this book up,
there's tons of questions, all different. We're just going to go through a couple and just fill some time.
All right. So basically,
you don't have to go to the first page. I would say fucking find a more random page than the first.
Well, I mean, let's ease into this book.
Okay.
Who fucking starts in the middle?
I feel like it's a random book, and okay. I guess why not start the front? See, okay. You know what just happened there? Okay. Let's get into my brain. This is how my brain works. This is why I think I'm dyslexic or I have ADHD. When it comes to reading, I bounce around. I can't fucking physically read shit.
And you think if this only happens during reading?
I just think literally with word, I literally was trying to tell you to just bounce around, right? I don't think there's a sequence to that book.
Okay.
But still, that's just my subconscious. I'm telling you, that's what my
Nickelodeon programming has got you all fucked up.
I'm telling you,
Disney fucked you up.
As a kid, I noticed that.
Yeah.
When I read, if I'm reading a paragraph and if I'm reading a page and there's 4 paragraphs and each paragraph has 5 lines in it, when I start reading, I'll skip 3 lines. I don't know why I do it. I just skip the lines and I keep reading, trying to and then I'm like, why did I do that? Now I have no idea, and it'll take me forever to read. I did that as a middle school. I remember having those thoughts. Carried it on. Still happens now. If I get a long text message, I used to get yelled at. I would get a long text message, and I would read it, and I would bounce. I would just skip 4 lines.
You're just not interested in it.
Is that what it is?
You're just. Do you bounce around at the gym? Or are you segmented? I'm going to do arms.
Yeah, but I think reading I don't know.
Look, man, reading takes a lot.
Yeah.
It takes a lot. You have to train yourself to do
it. My brain
slow
can't
down.
slow
You have
down.
to enjoy it as a child. Yeah, so anyway, the Little Book of Big Questions, 6 Deadly Sins is the first one. So there's 7 deadly sins, right? 1 is envy, greed, sloth, lust, gluttony, pride, wrath. If you could destroy any one of these forever and remove it from consciousness of every human being for all of time, which one would you choose and why? Envy, greed, sloth, lust, gluttony, pride, wrath.
You know what? Envy. I'd get rid of envy.
Why?
Because I think that's where a lot of problems come from, is because I want what this guy has.
Okay.
So let me dominate him, or let me do what I need to take to control.
But you don't think I want what he has, I'm going to work hard to get it?
I think okay, but there's no negative to that. That a person who's envious is the negative version of that.
Okay. Well, that's why we're different.
I and you see people with more, and I applaud it, and I'm like, how'd you do it? I want to get to that level.
Right.
Some people see people with more, and they're like, well, why does he have more? I want that.
Yeah.
It's like it's a negative version of it. So I think
you're like, why do they have fucking burritos? I'm gonna take that burrito and not pay for it. Did you envy the burrito?
No. I think envy is because then you don't think you have enough, and then you start doing
envy's
all
like
the
it's
negative
not
things.
fair.
And you're allowed to be a sloth. Fuck it because if you're a lazy person and you don't have shit, well, you can't be envious of the people who have shit, because you can still be a slow slob and still get shit done to where you have shit. Yeah. There's people who have decent jobs and don't do anything else with their life but just clock in, clock out, and they do enough to have a decent life. Right. So I'm sticking with envy. I'm thinking envy.
I'm going to say gluttony. I think we could get rid of gluttony.
Okay.
Gluttony is basically somebody doesn't know when to stop.
Is that only food related?
I think,
or is that with life?
I think it's life in general.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah, probably.
Can you be a glutton for pussy?
You could be a glutton for punishment.
Okay.
Right?
I don't know. Can you?
Yeah, I mean that is a saying, a glutton for punishment. But I think because usually when you see gluttony, you think food, right?
That's what I was thinking.
Fat guy just
having too much of.
He's like, I can
overstuffing myself, but that could be over. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, interesting. So I'm gonna say gluttony. You say envy.
Okay, and we gave our recent advice. What's the next thing?
All right. Let's see. Anything by The Cure, The Time Haters. I don't want to go into all this reading here real quick.
Well, that's why you skip it around now.
Well, because it's long. All right, let's see.
You saw something Jesus God related, and you're like, oh, let's get.
That was the first thing. And this is not Jesus related. It's just basically 7 deadly sins.
Whatever.
All right.
You know what I was talking about.
Let me see this real quick. Anything by The Cure. Name at least one song that you like that makes you sad whenever you listen to it. Explain why you like it.
I don't listen to sad songs.
Good
I'm gonna be honest. I've never been a person who's like, let me put some fucking, dude. One time, we took some Molly, and somebody tried to put on some country music, and it was like the really twangy, and in 5 seconds, I was like, "Oh hell no, we're not listening to this shit." Like, why would you want to listen to some sad music on this type, especially on drugs? It's like, no. And I've never been to one of the, I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
Sad song. I'm sure you know what gets me is when you're watching a scene in a movie and they play the right music and they do that. I can cry at that kind of thing. But I'm never like upset at a song or something. Listen to a sad song. Do you have one?
Do I have a sad song I listen to? Nah.
Yeah, that's some gay shit. That seems like some woman. That's like a woman shit.
I really appreciate like many styles of music. Do I like sad songs? I don't know if I like sad songs.
No.
But hey, do you remember we used to work with some guy, big dude? I don't want to mention any names. But so the Adele album came out and he was playing it all.
Wait, did I tell you this?
Somebody told me this.
Oh yeah, I definitely.
That was you? Okay. Yeah. So he was playing Adele all fucking day.
There's people. I mean, music's one of the most interesting things that humans have either. Did we invent it or come across it? You know what I'm saying? Well, did we invent it or did we find it?
No, we did not invent it. I think we found it. But music is crazy because it's not the instrument.
It's not built in us.
I think it is.
I don't know.
I think because what's music? When you tap in a sequence, right? That could be a song.
Well, I think we have rhythm in our hearts.
Okay.
And the earth has a rhythm. I think there's a.
So did we?
I think that's why we gravitate towards it. But I think we invented other rhythmic things. I don't know.
It's crazy if you think about it because
and it hits the way
right.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
You're a person.
Mm-hmm.
You grab this instrument, and the music is not the instrument, and it's not the person. But together, they make a third thing.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, but what's interesting is how music is so influential on your feelings and your energy. Like, you're very like, it works. Yeah. Now, they made the argument forever about rap music being the problem with the youth. Right, they were like, "Oh, the messaging in rap music usually negative, especially towards women and violence and glorify gangs and shootings and all that."
What do you think?
The thing is I know music amps me up, it gets me excited, it gets me fucking turned up when at the right time. If I'm drinking the right song, everyone knows that one song that gets your energy up, no matter how you were feeling, it can change your mood like that. It's a drug. Yeah. It kind of is a drug. I mean, it alters your reality,
right? Especially
like you hear a song that really I feel like a lot of music that you were in your mid, in like the high school years when you're starting to come into your puberty and certain songs, I think there's certain music that could, and then you hear it in your 30s, that song that you used to listen to when you were 16. Like I'll give you a perfect example. 50 Cent's song, Patiently Waiting with Eminem. I believe it's on the Get Rich or Die Trying album, 50 Cent's first album, banger of an album. Yeah, undeniably fucking classic.
Yep.
And that brings me back to high school. As soon as I hear it, boom, it's like zero transition.
It's like time travel.
It's exactly that. So, and there's times where I mean, music at the gym is a 100% must because it gets my energy up.
Right.
So I think it's crazy that we invented something like that, and it could be different to different people.
Yeah.
Some people want the country music, some people want. But then again, do you think you're really? How much is it culture pushing the music that you liked versus you individually finding something? For example, when I was growing up, hip hop and rap was like kind of the newer thing. 90s rap, that's like some people's heyday of rap. That was like really when it started being worldwide culture, maybe not less worldwide versus nationwide. In the States, 90s rap, everyone knows. It's like that's when fucking rap. And by 2000s is when rap finally was like in competing with country music, which country music dominated. Actually might still be the number one, but I don't know if it's number one selling music anymore. But it used to be. I know it's definitely up there. And now hip hop is just like it's everywhere. It's everything. So so me growing up, it's like that's what I listened to, B96 and all that shit. And it's like, damn, I don't know if I ever had a chance not to listen to rap because all my friends, my first rap album that I ever bought was 400 Degrees, Back That Ass Up. Doom, 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 doom. Dude, that song that's what I always make the joke. The song "It's Time for the Percolator." Yeah, it's like your age group, like you guys love that shit, that house shit. I feel like Back That Ass Up is our generation's percolator.
Yeah, speaking of music, did you ever make a mixtape for somebody?
I've made a song for somebody.
Oh, you like actually
made a song with somebody in mind.
Okay.
Was it
like a love song or
a no, it was a rap. No, it was a rap, and it just kind of like it was a little cheesy for her, but I mean she liked it.
Okay.
But whole mix. Are you asking me if I ever recorded songs on a disc tape and gave it to somebody?
Yes.
CDs. I've done CDs, but not whatever.
I guess nowadays they share playlists, maybe.
Yeah. Well, yeah, sure. That'd be really easy to. Yeah, Spotify. You could definitely do that.
I recently, because I opened up my Facebook and I started putting the podcast on there also, apart from putting them on YouTube, and so I've been getting like older people that I've known in my past, and anyways, somebody from my past hit me up, and we've been sharing songs, and so we got into this conversation, and
you're showing her all the Christian rap you listen to.
Yeah, all Christian, just hallelujah.
God is my savior. No, I'm sorry, God.
But anyways, so hey, but she brought something up. So, all right, tell me if this is crazy or not.
That's I'm already
How long should you wait if someone breaks up with you so you can? How long should you wait? What's the grace period? Is there a grace period? If someone breaks up with you and says they don't want to be with you, right? Can you start dating the next day?
I mean, I think in a court of law, sure.
Right?
I think so, but it depends. Okay, there's so many. It's very loaded because did she cheat on you and then you broke up with her? And then the next day you want to trying to get some revenge pussy, or did you guys break up for was it amicable where both parties are like, yeah, nah, we're both not working.
So let me tell you what happened.
Okay.
So we dated for a little while, like a year and a half, right? And then the sister, I guess, somehow felt a certain way.
She wants the dick?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just saying she...
Go on.
She felt...
Now this conversation's getting good.
All right, so she felt a certain way. Okay, so the person that broke up with me told me that her sister felt a certain way. And so So her sister calls me and she's like, hey, she's cheating on you, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what? This is crazy, right? So I call her and I tell her, hey, your sister told me these things. She got upset. She's like, how could you possibly think this, believe this? I'm like, your sister told me. And so she gets upset and she breaks up with me.
She broke up with you because her sister called you and said that she was cheating on you.
Yeah. And I posed the question, right?
That's a red flag, right?
Totally.
Okay.
This is totally. And so, right? I was young. I was sad. I think I actually even cried. I was like, hey, man, I was a simp a little bit about it, right? I was young. I was super young.
Come on, man. As a man, you got to bottle those fucking feelings up. You got to act like I'm just joking. That's not helping.
I know that. No. Stoic always. But anyways,
Mike Tyson said, your emotions are your emotions. Don't let anybody see your emotions.
Never.
I like that. I live by that.
But I was young, so I didn't quite know. Mm-hmm. So she broke up with me. She said it was over. Cool. 2 days later.
How long did you cry though? When the tears actually strolled down your face, how long was the duration of crying?
There was a few tears.
As in, like legit, or like
I think there was
10 minutes of like.
oh yeah.
I'm
sure there was 10 minutes, at least 10 minutes, right? 2 days later, I bring another girl around.
Ooh.
She sees it, and she said that's unfair.
No.
Right?
No. Well, how does she see it exactly?
How did she see it?
Yeah, how'd she know?
We lived in this giant building, and she lived downstairs. I lived on the third floor. And so I brought another girl around. 2 days later.
Yeah, no. Well,
right?
The only thing,
Did I do anything wrong?
The only thing that makes it look like is you already had this chick. You're already seeing like that chick.
It looks that way.
So that's if you're trying to portray that, then it's a genius move. Or if you're really trying to burn the bridge, you're doing a genius move.
Oh, wait, who burned the bridge?
Oh, yeah.
Who did the bridge burn?
Oh, she broke up with you.
Right?
Yeah. I feel like, it just all depends, man, because a lot of people treat things differently. There's some people who you break up, they're going to be upset for months. Right. And they won't even go. Dude, one of my exes, my toxic relationship that I had in my early 20s.
Okay.
When I finally broke it off after I think like 6 years of this bitch sucking my life.
6 years.
6 years total she was in my life.
Okay.
Consistently,
continuously.
No. Well, months off. I'm just saying 6 years in total.
Okay, gotcha. That's marriage at a young age.
Well, yeah, I forgot where I was going with it.
Well, you broke it off after 6 years.
Yeah.
How long before you let another person in your life?
Okay. Yeah, so when I finally when I finally got her out of my life, right? And there was months and months where I did like zero effort towards women. Right? It was like I had
months and months.
I had every right to the next day try to find a chick, right?
Bro, you're making me cry.
No. Because I was on that was such a good, pivotal, important part.
Okay.
That's when all the self-development started. Yeah. That breakup I've been on a self-development journey ever since then. But there was just several months where it was like, yeah, I had such a bad I didn't even want to hit on another. I was at the time I was at fuck these bitches kind of mentality. That was my whole shit. Was
angry.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why it's all. And then some.
Do you feel like you missed out? Looking back, would you do
yeah, dude, hell yeah.
Right?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Would you waited a day?
What do you mean?
Would you have felt sad for a day?
No. What looking back is I could have ended my relationship with her after about 3 or 4 months. She showed her actual true colors. That early on that I let it go.
Why did you let it go so long?
That was because, all right, just being young and still not that versed in relationships, I actually learned a ton out of that one, obviously. All the things that I don't want. So there was definitely...
You better have.
There's definitely value in the macro about that. But, she sucked all my 20s out. It's like, dude, yeah, it ruined a good chunk of my 20s. But then, did I waste it in the time? Yeah, but is it wasted? No, because I learned something from it, so it's technically not wasted in the whole span of my life. But
in the grand scheme.
But
so how many months did you give her where you were like,
man, I don't know if I got, okay, when did I get laid after that? I don't even know. It was a long time because I remember thinking like, man, because I just had turned like journeyman.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, and then I made the decision of I'm going to start working out, even though actually I already made that decision actually a few months before me and that person broke up. And but then I was like, nah, I'm just going to take my job. It was because like I said, became journeyman. So this was like something I wanted to get good at. I'm just going to focus on this. And I didn't do shit towards the women, man. I didn't fucking flirt with no bitches. I didn't holler at no bitches. So that's because like I was so like invested in that relationship type thing, and I was so blinded by just stupidity. I don't know, man. But it's like you're just young. You don't know what you don't know. Yeah. And it's like, it's like I made all the mistakes, or I mean, I should say, I seen all the red flags that all I'll ever need to see. If I see that in other relationship, it's like, oh no, I know that red flag, and that thing doesn't change.
Right.
It's like there's so many. It's like it's what's crazy about dating and being with people is like it could take years before you see. But sometimes
it depends on the person.
It depends, and that a lot of times in that first year you saw some glimpses. You might have just looked past it though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm speaking for myself.
Yeah.
It's like you've seen some glimpses of some shit. You're like, oh, I never seen that before, or that side, and you're like, oh, that's who they are when their guard's 100% down.
Yeah.
A little alcohol's involved, and then you see, the real.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, I don't know, man. I've never been like fucking afraid, and I don't know if it's like.
Been afraid about what?
Yeah, it's like. If I'm not with you anymore, why am I holding back?
Oh, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, the thing is that it shows what kind of relationship you had. If you, man,
I know.
I
was in there, I was in there. You know what I'm saying? Like I was.
You dated her for a year and a half.
Yeah.
And then she dumped you.
Yep.
And then 2 days later, you have a new.
Not only did she dump me, but I begged her not to.
Oh yeah, and you cried over it.
I cried over it,
dude.
Right?
Getting laid 2 days later.
No. I don't know if I got laid 2 days later.
Oh, you had it. Oh, you just.
But I just brought another girl.
Oh, you were playing mind games, so you knew what you were doing.
You think that's what it was?
I think you knew that. I think you're trying to play dumb now.
I
think you're like, no, I'll show her. You got this little fucking.
Okay, but I didn't know. Okay, so here's what happened. Exactly.
Was the girl you brought around hotter than the original girl?
I think they were at the same level.
Okay.
I usually get same level. I always stay at like that level.
So that, yeah.
Like I can't get like 10s.
Yeah, you're at like.
I get 4s, 5s.
Yeah.
You know.
Listen,
to me, Beyonce's a 7. So
if you could find a 5 with a nice body and the right amount of cocktails.
No, I said Beyonce's like a 7. Why was that noise?
Because come on, dude.
She's a
There's
7.
no one on earth.
She's a 7.
There's no one on earth that would agree with you.
Okay, that's because the world is full of
even if you were like the most racist person and you're like, I hate black chicks.
No,
because that's kind of how you're sounding.
They're delicious.
No,
delicious. I'm Puerto Rican.
If you want to make the argument that she's an 8,
no 7.
You would still lose that case. I'm telling you, you would lose it. She's a 9 and 10. She's a 10.
No
she's
way.
a 10. Listen, dude. Her body's ridiculous. Her face is amazing. She has everything. There's a voice. Like, are you kidding me?
7.
She's a 10. That's a disrespectful 7. That's
Rihanna's an 8. Kim without the filters.
Okay, you can make more of that argument.
Kim without the filters.
You can make that
probably
argument,
a 9,
maybe. But even though I would say she's a 9 or 10 for sure. Wow. A 9 for sure.
Obviously, you like Fagra, and some people.
I like Pretty Women. I
like Pretty Women.
I think every race is 10.
We're all humans. We're all race. We're all the same race.
I do think there are some races that have more 8s than.
You mean
every country has 10s and 9s?
Yeah.
Top of the line.
Okay.
Now, some countries have way more 10s than, but every country has like that benchmark 10 piece.
Yeah.
That billionaire's like, that's mine.
Yeah.
But I do think some countries have more. Just way more 8s. I'm saying that as a compliment, meaning their average women are hotter than our average. For instance, when I went to Mexico, like I felt like their average women, like just a runner today, their average 7s and 8s, there were so many more of them. There's like way more of them, meaning like there's. How can I word this thing? I know I'm not.
There was way more 7 and 8s in Mexico.
There's more pretty women. There's less 4s and 5s, is what I'm trying to say.
Wow.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm getting my passport.
I don't know if I was being clear, but you know what I'm saying? Like, of course they have ugly, they have
everybody,
but I just felt
society.
Like they're just average woman was like, man, you brought her over here. She's like, people are going after her. It's like she'll be a commodity here.
She's like a
they just have
8.
They just have more 8s and 9s laying around than we do, is what I'm trying to say.
Wow.
But I don't know. There's a lot of people. I guess it depends on your flavor, because there's some people who really love European chicks. They love like that fucking whole European vibe. They want to find Italian or Greek or fucking.
I just like a pretty girl.
Yeah. Made that sound creepy, like it was a child, like a little girl, a girl.
No. A pretty,
Why don't you like a woman?
I like a beautiful woman. I just like a beautiful. I don't care if she's fucking purple.
Okay, if you didn't know. Okay. Never mind.
Let it out.
No.
Let it out. You started it. You gotta let it out.
No. Okay, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to try range of what you would think is hot.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Okay. What do you? Okay.
It's because I like the girl next door.
You okay?
Oh, I think it's hot.
So you prefer like between a 6 and 8 at the very highest.
I prefer a 10.
Okay.
But 10s don't prefer me.
Right. And the problem with 10s is that especially if they're a 10 across the board, like everyone's on board, like
I actually don't know.
Man, you better just.
You know the kind of shit you got to put up with?
Yeah, dude.
Fuck no.
You better have a real solid dick game and a real solid bank account for you to just. Because you could have.
Would drain my account in a week.
And that might have sounded like a little bitch thing to say to me, but I feel like to have that really. Yeah, man, you better come with it. What is that? What is that? Who is that?
Just somebody.
Well, you showed it to me like I would know who that is.
No, you don't know. Anyways, I just wanted to show you.
You got excited.
I did.
You killed my train of thought like you usually do. I forgot what I was saying.
You're trying to gauge what I think is a 10.
No,
I'll tell you who I really like.
Yeah, I don't really. People. It's hard for me to even list off like celebrities that I think are hot, because I can give two fucks. Like.
Okay. What's the girl from Transformers?
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
How old is she? She's like in her 50s, right, or no?
No, I think she's in her 40s.
Yeah, she's a smoke show. No doubt about it. Jesus Christ.
God. Right?
Oh, no doubt about it.
About it.
Dude, MGK was tapping that. No, they're done.
Are they?
Oh yeah.
I got a chance.
See, you're not up to date like I am.
No. Well, I mean, you're a Hollywood guy, so.
But God bless him, dude. Her fucking, her sex game got to be stupid.
Maybe.
Or her body. I mean, whatever. Maybe she lays there and just takes it. But something tells me that I doubt that.
You better.
And
not
the
just
other
stay
thing, and the other thing is her body's ridiculous.
So what do you say she is?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. She's a 10. Are you fucking kidding me?
So
She's
next
a
to
12.
Beyonce.
Still, they're in the same. They're on the same stage. They're on the same stage. Quit playing. It is your preference. Do you like white girls or do you like a light skinned black girl? Because they're both in the same fucking stage. Quit playing, dude.
Okay, well, I don't know. Megan Fox is just like super hot.
Oh, yeah, I like a good mix looking. I like something that you can't really quite tell what they are. I typically don't go for Irish chick, let's say, like a really pale. Not that like I don't go for fair skin as much. Not that I can't find it. I know I've seen that. Did you see that thing?
Like
they showed that one.
Hot to me.
No, did you see the picture they're showing her cleavage? Unless it was fake.
No.
They showed some picture. It was her tits were huge. What's her name? What company does she represent?
AT&T.
Oh, the AT&T chick.
She's
okay,
the AT&T girl.
And she, for sure. Now she's a 9.
She's really beautiful too,
yes,
right?
And I don't. It sounded like it was almost because she's beautiful, but she's definitely a 9.
Yep.
And I sound like a big douchebag, but you know what I put myself? I think I'm an 8.
Okay. But you can't really judge yourself.
I know. I think I would you're right. I think, but I feel confident that I would be like, I'm a good solid 8.
I would say you're a Chicago 8. What do you think you are in Florida?
Oh fuck, I don't know.
I think in
6?
Florida you're probably a 5.
No way, dude. Quit playing.
In Miami, you're a 5.
Psych. You know what? But
where's
maybe
your Ferrari?
Oh, that's
you
true.
know what I'm saying? Like, there's a huge measurement thing. Where's your businesses?
For sure. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, no. You're talking about status. I agree.
All of it. It's all of it.
I was talking about pure looks.
You're a Chicago 8 for sure.
Yeah, yeah, whatever.
I'm a 4, man. That's why I think I am.
No. I feel confident. I usually say 7, but I think the fitness got me to an 8. My height is not good. My bank account's not great. It's not terrible.
Oh, you are just.
I know. It's not, dude. 6 foot.
You just went limp.
I probably. Nah, dude. I play within the margins, baby. It's like there's their whole range of women. There's whatever. There's got to be 4 billion women out there, right? There's a good amount of percentage that I think would go for an 8. Of course, everyone wants 9s and 10s.
Right.
But I think the deals come in the 8s. I think that's where you get the better deal, actually.
Yeah.
I've always said that. It's like I feel like we were actually talking about earlier, like really, really hot girls come with problems, man. It's like problems that you don't want to fucking deal with.
And why? Why do you think they come with problems?
Because everyone thinks the same thing you're thinking. It's like, yeah, they're beautiful, and then there's gonna be millions of guys who have more to offer than I do.
Absolutely, that's where the problem comes.
Right,
in.
and it's like
not only that, but their whole
and then
life,
people would be like, "Oh, that's
the
just
same.
your insecurity." It's like, well, no, we know the fucking game, dude. It's like, especially if you're like hot. When you're really hot, you know it.
Listen, Megan Fox could get anybody.
I'm pretty positive. I don't know if we could look this up, but I'm pretty sure there's some Saudi prince that paid her like millions of dollars to have a date with him. Wink, wink. And I think that means it's not just a date.
Wow. I don't want to know. He's gonna fuck up Megan Fox for me.
Is it if a woman offered you money for sex?
Yes.
Okay. What's the
$20?
What if she? Okay, I guess that looks like you have to depend. What if she's like a fucking 600-pound woman that can't?
No.
Oh well, well.
Well, obviously, I gotta be able to get up. If I'm not attracted to you, look, man, I'm not gonna fuck Jabba the Hutt. Just not gonna do it.
What if you just took the old like Blue Chew or something, some kind of Viagra or something?
Nah. I mean, dude, I gotta enjoy it too.
So you couldn't do it.
I gotta live with myself.
You couldn't make it as a gigolo?
Nah, I probably couldn't.
I always think about that, man. If I had the peace, if I had the real peace for it.
Oh, Dino.
Yeah.
Listen, it's not even about that.
It's lot about that.
It's
first that industry, like to be a male stripper, it's like you better have a jacked body and a fucking dong. That's the only two requirements that you need
for a male stripper.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. I've never been.
And like the same thing with like porn. It's like there's only a few requirements. It's like you can't.
There's a
so to be a gigolo, to offer sex up. I'm not saying all women want a big dick, but goddamn, you're gonna have to be in a narrow market of chicks who prefer small dicks.
So what is the national average for a small dick?
I don't think they're probably gonna say 4.5 or something, but like I don't believe that. I've never taken a poll. They don't know my dick size. So how do they know my average? How many dicks are they looking at?
I have no idea, bro. Let's see. I'm not getting.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who's doing these fucking studies?
All right, so I mean, I guess.
See, 5.5.
5.5.
That's where Daddy's at.
That's where Daddy's at.
On a good day, 6. You know.
Okay. Well, then you're at the national average.
Something like that. I guess it depends on the angle. It depends.
That's enough. You're not helping yourself.
It depends how it. Well, you know.
You're not helping yourself.
So yeah, to be a gigolo, I feel like you gotta. What's interesting is like you see all the dildos that are made, and all the dildos are pretty. They seem like pretty solid dicks.
Healthy fucking.
Right?
That's a healthy piece of meat.
So it's like, oh, well, if that's what they want, it's like, oh. And then you see porn. You're like, oh, okay, well.
Don't watch it. Don't watch that shit.
Yeah.
Fuck you up. Mentally. Look at what it's got you thinking.
I think I just keep it real.
No, I think, yeah. You
gotta keep it real, I think, you know, but being cool and, you know, having making them laugh and having a hot body and trying to be cool. And I don't know, you just gotta, it can still get you some places, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, the 10s is not where the bargain's at, I don't think.
No.
I think the 10s, you gotta deal with dude, there's too many rich guys. Think about this, like, especially you said Miami, right?
Right.
Dude, there's so much money around there that like, dude, guys with a lot of money will just say, hey, they'll just say the things, you know, like, hey, let's go to my mansion or something, you know, just say the douchebag, but that's all it probably takes.
I mean,
it's flaunt your money. It's like, how can I just flaunt my money to you?
Right.
And it will work with especially a certain type of chick. Not all chicks, but you can't put it all in the.
No. It is a certain type of chick, right? They flock to stuff like that.
I would do it if I was a chick. Oh God,
you'd bring your own mattress.
Oh my God,
you'd be one of those.
I would bag me a fucking Billy.
You think you would?
Oh, 100%. If I was a chick, I would. My fucking body would be right.
You think that you would get a billionaire?
I would work. Listen. I would strategically.
That you would take to get to it, because there are thousands of women trying and they can't get it.
Okay.
Because he just uses them.
Okay.
Walk me through the steps of you trying to pick up a billionaire guy. How would you do it? Where would you go?
You have to try and figure out, where do these people hang out?
Okay.
Where do they drink at? Where do they party at?
Okay. Obviously, country clubs.
Right. Golf courses.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's going to be some trial and error, right? You're not going to know right off the bat. But people talk, right? You can get information on people, especially like billionaires tend to tell people they're billionaires. So you'll definitely hear second or third hand, like who some people are. And then I don't know, man, dude. You'd have to like, you have to be hot for it to all work. First off, you can't be delusional and be like, I'm a fucking 6 going in here trying to cuff me a billionaire. Now, if assuming that I'm a 9 or 10 in a female form, yeah, dude, you just start. You just gotta find them, throw it at them, and then you gotta figure. I don't know how you actually figure out if they're billionaires or not, but you have to find out where they're hanging out at and party with them. That's the quickest, easiest way. And then
So they do that all the time in Miami.
right,
So these girls, they'll flock from all over the country. Girls move to Miami so they could party with these millionaire men.
right,
And some obviously are billionaires because there's billionaires out there too. So they'll go out there, they'll party with them, and what they do is they'll hang out at these clubs where the men buy bottles and tables, and they want to go party there. What ends up happening is lots of times these girls just end up getting smashed by these millionaire guys, and they don't wife them up.
No, but that's also the game on the.
How do you ensure it doesn't happen to you?
That's the game on the girl side.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you have to be hot enough, and you have to be freaky enough, and it is.
You can't be too freaky because you'll push some of these guys away and be like, all right, this girl's got a lot of mileage.
Well, it depends. You have to, it depends what, it all depends on what. But I think, man, as a woman, because guys are kind of stupid, like, especially like you get them all liquored up and drugged up and hornied up. A girl can have you by the balls in that with all those stars lining up, and you're just trying to fuck. Like, there's a lot of, like, you'll make a very poor decision in that small window of time.
Yeah, but is a girl sleeping with a guy getting him?
Well, that's the start of it.
I feel like it's not.
A billionaire doesn't wait. A millionaire does not wait. No. You're not playing a cat and mouse fucking.
No, you can't.
So a girl can't do that either. Now, I mean, it depends. I guess we're general. Like, what the fuck do we even know? Maybe it isn't like, I don't know. Maybe there's probably definitely ways of getting somebody's interest without having to sleep with them, or
Yeah, tell me, do you think about the hottest girl you've ever met that you've engaged with?
That's an interesting question to even think about. Like, who's the hottest person I even know?
Yeah. I know somebody who's super hot.
I mean, I know people. Oh, for sure, I know people, I guess, but I can't narrow it down to like one person.
Yeah, so this girl's like a friend of the family, right? She's super hot. Does fucking, she's a fitness model. She literally goes across the country and she's a contestant. Mm-hmm. And she can't find a husband.
Is she a boss bitch and she's looking for someone her equal?
Yep.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah, there's just a lot of women like her, and it's sad. But she can't find anybody, and I'm sure she's holding out for that awesome millionaire guy. But
maybe she just needs to find you. Maybe you need to just
no. I don't want that.
Yeah, you do.
No way.
You want a chick to dominate you. You've always been a beta.
Never.
You've always wanted somebody to take control, tell you what to do, when to do it, what friends to hang out with, what outfit you can wear.
Dude,
she picks it out.
I'll scare them away very quickly.
You, her, and the dog have the same sweater on.
No.
Yeah, you are.
You know nothing about me.
And then they ask you about how your day was, and then she interrupts you. She tells you, "Oh, he was good."
Did she order for me too?
The whole time.
That's never happened.
Yeah.
It's never happened.
That'd be so funny.
Yeah, it would be hilarious. But anyways, guys, it's about that time.
All right. We appreciate you. Thanks for listening. Like, subscribe. Peace.